mastering conversational hypnosis. Our outcome for you is that you will learn to speak hypnotically in just about any situation, so that you'll develop new abilities to influence people, you'll have much more effective communications with the people you relate to in your day-to-day life, you'll build your own self-confidence, and you'll be able to help other people resolve problems and issues, whether they're paid clients at some point or just your friends and relatives who need your help from your new power. So what the heck is conversational hypnosis anyway? Well, first of all, it isn't, talking to somebody over a restaurant meal and suddenly getting them to cluck like a chicken. And unfortunately, you can't use it to walk into a bank and come out with a bag full of money either, unless the money's from your own account. But conversational hypnosis, as we teach it, are the methods of Milton H. Erickson, who we believe is the greatest of all time in the field of hypnosis. Erickson was amazing because he was a medical doctor and a psychiatrist, but his methods are so complex and interestingly bizarre that many hypnosis schools say they are too difficult to learn and certainly too difficult to teach to other people. But that's not exactly what we believe, and you'll discover that in a minute. What exactly did Erickson do? Well, I'll tell you what he didn't do. He didn't sit there saying, "You're getting sleepy, you're getting tired, you're falling asleep, your eyes are closing." That is nothing like his techniques. In fact, he used subtle language where he'd be sitting across his desk in his office and the other person would go in and out of trance and not even know it was happening. Although in Erickson's early days, he started being extremely direct. In fact, like we said a minute ago, that stuff, you're getting tired, you're getting sleepy, you're sinking into your chair, suggest. But later, as he learned more about hypnosis, and this is a man who did it for over 60 years, he became very, very indirect, just like a conversation. He would offer options to people, this or this or this, and their brains would follow him and they would be gently led into a hypnotic trance. Erickson knew how to redirect his patients' attention by moving their attention around, changing what they were noticing or feeling. He could get into their unconscious mind, the deep mind. And conversational hypnosis is very Ericksonian, especially the way we teach it. We teach you to direct attention and engage the other person's emotions. And then, and only then, you can give suggestions for change or whatever it happens to be. Hypnosis, you must understand, is completely normal and natural. It's not a magical power. It's actually happening all the time. Whether you're driving and zoned out behind the wheel and you're suddenly in your driveway, or reading a book, in my case, I get that one. Reading a good novel, I stop seeing the words and I start seeing the story unfolding in my mind. And that's hypnosis too. And of course, movies and television are immensely powerful hypnosis inducers. Now, is this mind control? No. Hypnosis is not mind control. And when I say no, I actually mean yes, it is. But it's the subject who is in control of their own mind, not the hypnotist. They can choose not to listen at any time. The subject, again, is the one in control. You can't force people into trance. That's not hypnosis, that's something else. But conversational hypnosis is a life skill that we think everybody should learn because it improves and empowers your communication immediately. As soon as you learn it, you'll get better and better, and it will start moving into your daily life. Now, since hypnosis is happening all the time anyway, why not do it both intentionally and do it really well? And that's why we're here. What is the value of being able to do conversational hypnosis? You will gain the power of effective influence, as I said earlier, and whether you want to use this in the boardroom or for world domination. Just kidding about the boardroom. But seriously, folks, it's about influence and confidence too. Are you a coach or maybe a therapist of some kind? A counselor? Conversational hypnosis is a powerful tool you can use at will, and it's great for directing people to find solutions to their problems. Conversational hypnosis can be overt or covert. And let me explain that to you. Overt means you're telling the person you're doing it. Covert just means you don't tell the person you're doing hypnosis. That's all. You don't say to them, "Oh, by the way, this is hypnosis." No, you just start doing it. If you're a therapist or an agent of change, you can do covert work with the person in front of you. You can begin in the pre-talk so that you're already using hypnotic language before you even start doing the session, at least as far as they're concerned. And you can use hypnotic language, this conversational side of it, at the end of a session too, to solidify all the work that you've done as a coach or agent of change. Conversational hypnosis is a skill you already have. You just aren't aware of it yet. And anytime you tell a story, a good story, you're creating hypnotic states. For example, when I was in my teenage years, my parents had a cottage, a family cottage on the Trent River, which is a very big river in Canada. And we would go across in the wintertime, often with a toboggan full of supplies, drag it across the frozen river. It would be freezing. We'd have to break the ice off the lock to even get into the cabin. And then it would be cold inside. We'd start the oil stove, and the smell of oil would permeate, and gradually the cabin would start to warm up. We'd look out the windows across the frozen river and the pine trees, all in the distance. Now, this is hypnotic because every single person who's listened to that little description of us going to our cabin in winter has created a completely different internal picture, internal representation, and feelings about that. And none of them are my actual cabin. It's what the words are creating based on your own expectations and your own personal experience. But once you learn the methods, it becomes easy, and you'll find that conversational hypnosis is both fascinating and fun. And you can do it almost anywhere, sitting next to somebody in a car or across a restaurant table, as I said earlier. But they're not going to cluck for you. But this method that we teach will streamline the entire process for you. We'll make it very easy for you to do conversational hypnosis by giving you the original NUVI method, N-U-V-I. We'll explain later what NUVI means, but here's what you need to know for now. The model is all human beings have two minds, a conscious mind and an unconscious mind. Now, some people say subconscious, but we're Ericksonians, so like Milton, we say the unconscious mind. Your conscious mind is all the stuff on the surface, all the things you're currently aware of. But your unconscious mind is much, much bigger. And that's where all your resources are, everything you've ever learned, and that's what we get to with conversational hypnosis. We don't say to the person, you're getting sleepy, you're getting tired. Boring. Many hypnotists bore people into trance. But instead, you will learn special language patterns that will affect the unconscious mind. And the more you practice, the more hypnotic you will be. It's not magic, but it can certainly seem magical when people change in front of your eyes because you redirected their attention and engaged their emotions and brought them to that point of near magical change. And you'll discover the words that actually access emotional responses. And you'll learn how to use words in a very powerful new way. And you'll create a hypnotic language generator in your brain that just spews out hypnotic language without you even having to consciously think about it. And again, the more you use it, the more you practice, the stronger it will get. So practice every day, whether you're driving. If you're in the shower, now you can use it driving in your car. Nobody else in the car. People will just think you're on the phone. You couldn't do that in the past. People would think you were insane. And you'll build in new neural pathways in the physical structure of your brain through something called neuroplasticity. You will suddenly, one day, have the hypnotic language generator in place, and it only takes a few days. You will have this generator in place, and it will spew out language automatically, as I've said, because your brain is able at such a deep level to produce language that is entirely appropriate for whatever you're doing in that situation. And as you deliver this language to someone else, their brains will also respond and find a deep understanding of the meaning that you are putting in front of them. So as they adopt it as their own meaning, and as you continue to generate the language, the trance will intensify and deepen, and you'll gain that access. I mean, really gain that access to all of the things beneath the surface that they are unaware are even there. And as you get those things, those resources, those powers that they already have, you'll apply them to the situation at hand. And in the next video, we're moving into the content. We'll give you the keys that unlock the hypnotic door.